गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। जय जय स्वामिन् जय 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 स्वामिन् जय जय। जय जय जितवैरिवर्ग प्रचण्ड जय जय जितवैरिवर्ग प्रचण्ड जय जय गजमुख जय वक्रतुण्ड जय जय जितवैरिवर्ग प्रचण्ड जय जय गजमुख जय वक्रतुण्ड जय जय स्वामिन् जय 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 स्वामिन् जय 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 स्वामिन् जय 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 जय। लम्बोदराधीरलावण्यसारा कम्बुसूधानिधि कर्पूरगौर लम्बोदराधीरलावण्यसारा कम्बुसूधानिधि कर्पूरगौर साम्ब सदाशिव सत्कृति चतुरा सामवेदरूप सकलाधार साम्ब सदाशिव सत्कृति चतुरा सामवेदरूप सकलाधार जय जय स्वामिन् जय 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 स्वामिन् जय
request Dr. Prabhakar Garu, a medical doctor, dermatologist, and an ardent devotee of Pujya Guruji Sadguru Sri Sivananda Murthy Garu, to anchor today's program. Dr. Prabhakar Garu has worked in the fields of HIV/AIDS and community medicine for 40 years with UNAIDS, USAID, UNICEF, providing services to thousands of patients. Dr. Prabhakar was invited to the Special Assembly on HIV/AIDS at the United Nations in recognition of his services and had the honor of sharing dais with President Bill Clinton. Dr. Prabhakar received commendation from Sri P.V. Narasimha Rao, Prime Minister of India, in 1992 and honors from the Mayor of France in 1997 for his services to humanity, culture, and heritage. Dr. Prabhakar is a trustee of Sivaganga Sangeeta Parishad and Andhra Music Academy. I request Dr. Prabhakar Garu to anchor the program.
Sabhaya Namaha, Sabha Saraswati Namaha, Sri Sivananda Gurubhyam Namaha. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to anchor the prestigious annual awards function of Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust. Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust was founded with the divine blessings of Puja Guruji, Sadguru Sri Sivananda Murthy Garu. The main thrust of this trust, as all of you know, is our culture and heritage. So it will be appropriate to call this awards function a cultural festival. No wonder it has become a highly respected and much awaited annual feature in Hyderabad. Today we are going to honor a great son of Bharat Mata, world-renowned oncologist, Telugu Talli Muddu Bidda, Dr. Nori Dattatreya Garu, with the Sivananda Eminent Season Award, which was instituted in the name of our master, Sadguru Sivananda Murthy Garu. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Sanatana Charitable Trust, a hearty welcome to you all for this glorious function. Now it gives me great pleasure to welcome the dignitaries to the dais. For some, the Guru is the father. For a few, their father is a Guru. It is my pleasure to invite Sri Raj Kandukuri, a worthy son of a divine father, Sadguru Sivananda Murthy Garu. Raj Kandukuri is a leading producer and director in Telugu film industry. His very first film, Gautama Buddha, won the Nandi Award of Government of Andhra Pradesh in 2008, and in 2017, his film Pelli Choopulu won the National Award as the best film by Government of India. And Raj received the from Sri Pranab Mukherjee, Honorable President of India. He was awarded prestigious B. Nagireddy Puraskaram for introducing new talent into film industry. He received 2 Nandi Awards in his film career and few more awards such as Filmfare Award, SEMA Award, TSR TV9 Award, ZTV Puraskaram, Santosham Award, etc., to name a few. He was honored none other than His Holiness Pujya Sri Dalai Lama Ji and Ravi Shankar Garu. Raj Kandukuri is also active in philanthropic activities. I invite Sri Raj Kandukuri, Managing Trustee, Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, to the dais. May I request Rambabu Garu to lead Sri Raj Kandukuri to the dais and hand over a bouquet. A picture of commitment, sincerity of purpose, sustained hard work, dedication to the nation, and devotion to Puja Guruji. That is Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu, IAS, former Chief Secretary, Government of Andhra Pradesh. May I request Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu, IAS, to come over to the dais. I request Dr. Murthy Madhiraju Garu to accompany Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu. Dr. Murthy is a scientist in molecular biology and genetics from Texas University. Welcome, sir. Sri Rama was hailed as the embodiment of Dharma by sage Valmiki. This proclamation was made to inspire us to follow the path of dharma in all walks of life, consciously and spontaneously. Sri Justice Lav Nageswara Garu, by displaying citizenship of the highest order, brought laurels to Supreme Court of India as a highly respected judge. It is not due to destiny, but the design of divinity that Sri Justice Lav Nageswara Garu chose law as his life. He lent dignity and grace to the post he held. I request Sri Justice Lav Nageswara Garu, former Judge Supreme Court of India, to ascend the dais as chief guest of today's function. May I request Sri K.S. Venugopal, Executive Vice President, Reliance Industries Limited, to accompany the chief guest and hand over a bouquet to him. Eminence means distinguished superiority. A person attains eminence not on the basis of wealth or even knowledge, but by his contribution to the chosen field that enriches the quality of the society as a whole. We have with us today an illustrious personality who has been chosen for conferring the Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award 2021, a picture of cheer and optimism, an eminent doctor, a world-renowned oncologist par excellence, living legend in the field of oncology, Dr. Nori Dattatreya Garu. With humble pranams, I invite Dr. Nori Dattatreya Garu to the dais. I request Sri Chivukula Murali Krishna Garu, trustees to accompany Dr. Nori Garu to the dais and present a bouquet. Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set. The ambience is bright. It is time for the ceremonial lamp to be lit. May I request Sri Justice Lav Nageswara Garu to light the lamp, signifying ushering in of a bright future for India. I request Dr. Nori Dattatreya Garu, Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu and Sri Kandukuri Rajshekar Garu to join for Jyoti Prajalana. May I request Puja Gurudevula Samsthana Asthana Vidvansulu, Sri Jagannathan Garu to kindly come out to the dais.
Ganana Antva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavin Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrundvannotiphisseda Sadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirodisha Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryangaravahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahi Om Shanti 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 Om Bhadrangarne Bhishrunhuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashye Makshabhidyajatraha Sthirairangai Istushtovagam Sastanobhi Yashema Devahi Tanjadayuhu.
I invite Sri Raj Kandukuri, Managing Trustee, Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, for his formal welcome address.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Pranams to our Puja Guruji. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, I extend a very hearty welcome to all of you present here on this pleasant occasion of presentation of Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award. We heartily welcome Sri Justice Lav Nageswara Rao Garu, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, who has kindly consented to be our chief guest this evening. Sir, thank you so much, sir, for being here. Your presence means a lot to us, sir. My pranams to respected Padma Shri Dr. Nori Dattatreya Garu, a world-renowned oncologist who has kindly accepted to receive our award, Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award, and came all the way to receive it in spite of his busy schedule. And we can understand how busy he is, because the other day we were at his place. Every 20 minutes some call was coming. Every half an hour some guest was coming to see him. In spite of his busy schedule, he is here. Sir, heartily welcome, sir. Thank you so much. We also welcome Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu, our constant pillar of support. He is former Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh, Government of Andhra Pradesh, and for every advice, for everything that is needed by the trust, his support is always there with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We welcome the members of media, press and electronic media, and all the guests that are here to witness this great, beautiful event. Thank you all so much, and once again, looking forward for the event to go ahead. Thank you all so much.
The mission of Puja Guruji. Who is Sadguru Sri Sivananda Murti Garu? What was his mission? Here comes Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu, Trustee, Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, to unveil Puja Guruji and enlighten us. Over to Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhakar. The chief guest of today's evening, Shri Justice Lav Nageshwara Garu, the awardee, Dr. Nori Dattatreya Garu, my younger brother, Managing Trustee, Shri Rajshekhar, distinguished invitees, and followers of Sanatana Dharma. It is undoubtedly a very difficult task that was given to me to say in few words the mission of a Jagat Guru. Most of you must be laughing to yourselves that how can this be accomplished over here. Puja Guruji, as many of us have seen him and had the great fortune of moving with him, we always saw that there was utter symbolism in whatever he did. He was born in a Zamindari family. He would have been absolutely thrilled to enjoy the riches of the Urlam Zamindari. But after his graduation, he walked out of the house telling his parents that that is not for the purpose for which he came. His own Gumasta, as they call the assistant in the Asthanam, he came and cautioned Guruji and said, Ayya, meeru tondara padutunnaru. He was telling him, why are you in a hurry? And then Guruji said, no, this is my destiny, I have to go. And then Guruji's father, in all his affection, he told him, if you step out of this house, you may not be able to come back. Guruji said, as long as I carry your blessings, I do not have to come back. Then that poor Gumasta asked Guruji, would you not like to carry some money with you? Then Guruji said, yes, please give me 100 rupees. So he walked out of the house full of riches, lot of lands and estate, and went away in search of an employment. What is the employment he chose? Is it connected to his mission? I am going to raise a lot of questions to you so that all of us can decipher what could be the Master's mission in this avatar. He joined the police department as an assistant ministerial staff. And then, as luck would have it, most of his officers, whether it was the superintendent of police or the deputy inspector general of police, later the director general of police, they would all first come, pay obeisance to Guruji, and then go and sit in their office. So Guruji was getting severely embarrassed because he would always tell them that you are my boss. But they all knew who the boss was there. So he joined a regulatory system. What is this regulatory system? The regulatory system of Laya, the regulatory system of governance. So he started with a regulatory job, and his magnum opus is undoubtedly the Kata Yoga. When we see the book that the Guruji has brought out, he addresses these issues which perhaps he wants all of us to understand. As you know, in ancient literature, there are 4 stories where death was conquered. In these 4 stories, as you read, since the time is a constraint, I don't wish to go into them. It is only in Katha Yoga, Nachiketa, the story of Nachiketa, that the yoga of conquering of death is elaborated in the Indian literature. It is Nachiketa's dialogue with Lord Yama which is relevant here. And there is a very unique semblance of today's function with Katha Yoga. You have cancer, which is the messenger of death today in this world. The minute anybody says that he is struck with cancer, most of the people around them start counting, when is it that this person is going to leave? And we have an oncologist here, a radiologist of international repute, who is saving thousands and thousands of people from the jaws of death. And you have here a person who has presided over the Dharma Shastra of the country. The Dharma Shastra as adopted today is the Indian Constitution. So the Indian Constitution is represented by Sri Lav Nageshwara Garu. Many of his spectacular judgments are a treatise for us to read. The way in which he went about in his job, unblemished, unfavoring to any party, straight as the arrow which leaves Lord Rama's bow, he has always struck harmony with truth and dharma. So getting back to Nachiketa's story, Guruji has written Katha Yoga as an important message to all of us, because Guruji very elaborately mentions in the English version of the book, which he was so kind to present to me in 2001, and where Guruji mentions that it's a collection of his lectures which he delivered in 1974. And I'm quoting Pujya Guruji here. An attempt is made to throw enough light on these secrets without access to which the entire literature, either on yoga or pure philosophy, defies understanding. This Upanishad, giving a direct and active approach to the yogi, unravels the mystery inside. Further, I am quoting, it can be understood theoretically, at least by anyone, while the practice has to have a preceptor and a finished guru. The equation of the subtle body in all its movements and postures with a gross physical body is of paramount importance in this explanation. Every living being is certain about its death. In spite of death being a common phenomenon seen in the world everywhere, the process of death remains a deep mystery due to the thick curtain that separates this life from the afterlife. The belief in, but with total ignorance of men about it, the afterlife is directly responsible for the fear of death. It is the fear of the unknown. Those who are afraid of this fear prefer to disbelieve and work towards that goal of strong rejection of afterlife with their self-insufficient logic. And yet this fear is inescapably inherent in us. So Guruji set out his task as a mission to take us close to death. What am I trying to say? In trying to take us close to the truth that whatever time we spend on this planet, whatever time that we are all spending together, let us spend with this thought that every moment is very important Every thought is very important. Every prayer is very important. Now, to bring this state of mind in all the followers who accompanied him, he took us to various parts of the country. He showed us the glorious part of the country. And whenever we visited any part of the country, he cared for the people who lived there. He told all of us so many times, please go and buy the wares that are available there. He told the women especially, don't look at the products that you are buying, but please go and buy. So he cared for this country. In 2008, I distinctly remember when America was going through the subprime crisis, Pujya Guruji undertook a trip there and he bought loads and loads of things which he never wanted in life, because he clearly told us that we have to help that economy. As an individual, Guruji always stood of an example that what we can do to the society, what can we do to the country. Yes, he did so much for the country sitting in Anandavanam in Bhimanipatnam. The way he formulated the approach for Sanatana Dharma's revival, the way in which he thought there should be propagation of ancient literature through Supada Foundation, the way in which all of us should have eyes of gratitude to such eminent citizens of this country who don't look for rewards, who have never waited for felicitations. They went about their business coming from a very normal family. He projected all of them here, the same venue. He would call all of us here, and extremely in a sense of elation, he would introduce the eminent citizens, and hundreds of people, more than 175 people have been rewarded by him in so many ways. And how do we maintain our equanimity? He said, by love of arts, by listening to music. So he established the Andhra Music Academy and then Shivaganga Sangeeta Parishad. He took us closer to the music. I remember I was telling Justice Garu that whenever we had music programs, even if there were 10 people in the audience, Guruji would say, let the program commence. Because it is for paying our gratitude to the musicians that we sit before them. So his blessings were always there. So when you look at his mission, if you look at his milestones, if you look at the utterings of Pujya Guruji, the core value was always respecting our nation, respecting our culture. As a civil servant, he would always tell me, LV, don't get bothered about pujas and homams. You do your duty in the most perfect manner. So I never had the courage of sidestepping and taking law into my hands, because I always feared that Pujya Guruji was always next to me. So it is that Guruji we have all worshipped. It is that Guruji's hands which we always handle in our daily life. It is that Guruji's words which ring in our ears. It is that Guruji's words which always soothe our pained heart. That Pujya Guruji is always here with us. He has always blessed us, and he always said the Sanatana Dharma values have to be protected. So it is our duty now to see that not only we look at these great sons of the soil, emulate them, whether it is the chief guest, whether it is the awardee today, we also need to produce eminent citizens from our families. Our children must become eminent citizens. They must imbibe these values. They must also follow the same path. These were all the kind of things which Pujya Guruji never discoursed to us. He only formed it as a dialogue with us. He would always tell us with a sense of humor. He would always pull our leg and convey a great message. He is the modern Guru, the reincarnation of Lord Krishna after Dwapara Yuga. So we cherish these great moments. when Guru was our path, Guru was our companion, Guru was our family member, Guru was always there behind us, tapping us on the shoulders when nobody looked at us, nobody in the world recognized us. His tapping on the shoulder was always a great boon. So it is my great privilege that I could say a few words as a form of a mission statement of Pujya Guruji. Each one of you, you cherish the memories of Pujya Guruji, and we sit here today and pay our obeisance to the Lord, to Pujya Guruji, and say that, "Oh Guru, please guide us. Please take us forward as we are stepping into another year of 2023. Give us the strength to listen to your voice. Give us strength to sincerely adhere to your teachings." I deem it a privilege once again. I thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Jai Gurudev.
పూజ్య గురుదేవులను అద్భుతంగా ఆవిష్కరించారు శ్రీ ఎల్వి సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు. పూజ్య గురుదేవులు పురాణంలో చెప్పాలంటే అవతారం, వేద భాషలో చెప్పాలంటే గొప్ప ఋషి, ఆధునిక భాషలో చెప్పాలంటే ఐడియల్ సిటిజన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు for your wonderful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, now the momentous moment has arrived. It is time to present the Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award to the outstanding personality, Dr. Nori Dattatreya Garu. I humbly request Dr. Nori Dattatreya Garu take the special chair. May I request the volunteers to kindly put the special chair, please. May I request Satish to lead Dr. Nori Garu to the special chair. Ladies and gentlemen, to read the citation of this colossus personality, I invite another eminent personality, Professor H. Krishnamurthy Garu. Krishnamurthy Garu is an ardent devotee of Pujya Guruji and affectionately known in Guru Kutumbam as Professor H.K. Dr. H. Krishnamurthy Garu is a trustee of Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust. Dr. Krishnamurthy Garu retired from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, as Chief Research Scientist in 2017. Currently, Dr. Krishnamurthy Garu serves Indian Institute of Management, IIM, as visiting professor and works with government and regulatory agencies as technology advisor. He received the National Award in Technology Services from Election Commission of India in the year 2021-22. Over to Dr. H. Krishnamurthy Garu for the citation.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhakar. Pranams to our Pujya Guruji. Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award 2021. Citation presented to Padma Shri Dr. Nori Dattatreya. Among all the wonders and mysteries of creation, the human endeavor continues to be the most amazing. Man has always been striving not only to survive, but also to conquer and transcend the odds that accompany life as a whole and living in particular. Life on our planet continues to function and evolve despite natural disasters, man-made wars, and the pandemics, thanks to the indomitable spirit of human will to live. A disease called cancer continues to be an unconquered challenge, but it is this challenge that has inspired scientists to take gigantic strides in the field of medical research. Therefore, anyone who participates in this continuous process of alleviation is contributing to the very basis of living. It is in this context Dr. Nori Dattatreya stands taller amongst us for his meritorious service in the field of oncology. Born in 1947 in a village in the land of Telugus, he took his degree in medicine from the Kurnool Medical College and postgraduate degree from the Osmania University. Dr. Nori is one of the world's leading authorities in brachytherapy. In 1979, he was the first physician in the United States to work with a computerized brachytherapy treatment system and develop new techniques through clinical research. He was instrumental in the development and successful application of brachytherapy and implantation of radioactive seeds to combat the challenge of cancer. He developed a non-surgical approach for seed implementation, which is now popularly known as the transperineal brachytherapy technique, which has improved the quality of life for men with prostate cancer. He has authored a few important books, including Manthada to Manhattan, The Journey of My Life, his brilliant autobiography, and presented over 300 research articles on his chosen field. He rose to international fame and repute as the consultant to the United Nations International Atomic Energy Agency, in which role he guided the organization in formulating the guidelines for cancer treatment in developing countries. He has been instrumental in the creation of comprehensive cancer centers by not only private organizations, but various governments as well. One such important center is the Basavatarukam Indo-American Cancer Research Center in Hyderabad, a 750-bed non-commercial facility of repute, which was inaugurated by the then Prime Minister of India, Sri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Dr. Nori was not only one of the founding members of the institute, but also served as the chief scientific advisor. It is not surprising at all that such a pioneer in a vital field is being honored with awards not only in India, but overseas as well. The American Cancer Society bestowed on him the most prestigious Tribute to Life Award. The Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center honored him with the Most Distinguished Physician Award. In 2014, Dr. Nori received the Ellis Island Medal of Honor, which is the highest civilian award for his exemplary and outstanding qualities, both in professional and in personal life. He was selected as one of the top doctors in cancer in the United States among 100,000 oncologists. Back home, the Indian Medical Association presented a gold medal to him for his outstanding contribution to cancer care in India and for providing advanced training to Indian physicians in the United States. In fact, he has trained more than 300 residents and fellows who are now serving in leading positions in several parts of the world. In recognition of his services, the Government of India conferred the Padma Shri title in 2015. Following this, the Sanskriti organization honored him with the Bharat Gaurav Award at the British Parliament. In 2017, the Indian Cancer Congress, comprising more than 10,000 oncologists, presented their highest recognition award, Living Legend in Cancer, for his contribution to cancer care in India, the US, and around the world. He is a respected member of various prestigious organizations which include the American Board of Radiology, American Cancer Society, American College of Radiology, American Brachytherapy Society, American Medical Association, Indian Society of Clinical Oncology, New York County Medical Society, New York Radiological Society, New York Cancer Society, and Connective Tissue Oncology Society. Dr. Nori once said, and I quote, "Cancer is not a death sentence anymore, and patient-centered cancer and correct treatment will ensure patients lead a good quality of life. Cancer treatment should become more affordable and accessible to people," unquote. These words encapsulate what he has been doing for nearly 5 decades now. Indeed, he shines forth as a beacon in the field of oncology, gynecologic urologic cancer, thoracic oncology, radiation therapy, urologic oncology, brachytherapy, prostate cancer, and breast cancer. His work experience, both in India and the United States, illustrates the quality of his personality. And to mention a few, Director, Apollo Hospitals, Mumbai, Vice President, New York Presbyterian Hospital, Weill Cornell Medical College, Chairman, New York Hospital Medical Center of Queens, Chief of the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, and many more. Eminence is not a choice. It is not even a chance. It is tapas throughout your life in your chosen profession that is Dr. Nori Dattatreyu. We are immensely pleased to present the Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award 2021 to Dr. Nori Dattatreyu for his pioneering work and stellar contribution in various aspects of oncology. We pray that he should continue to offer his expertise and experience in ensuring and enhancing cancer care all over the globe. We wish him many more active years of excellent health and success in the service to humanity. Raj Kandukuri, Managing Trustee, Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, Hyderabad, December 21st, 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Krishnamurti Garu, for reading the citation with your thunderous voice. గురు కుటుంబంలో వారికి కంచు కంఠం అని పేరు కూడా ఉందన్నమాట. Now, presentation of the award. I request Sri Justice Lav Nageswara Garu, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, and chief guest of today's function, to felicitate Dr. Nori Dattatreyu Garu. I request Sri L. Subramanian Garu and Sri Raj Kandukuri to join the felicitations and assist our chief guest. Presentation of shawl, bouquet, presentation of citation, presentation of memento, presentation of a purse of rupees 1.5 lakhs, presentation of books published by Sivananda Supada Foundation and authored by Puja Guruji Sadguru Sivananda Murti. Ladies and gentlemen, bring your hands together for your thunderous applause for Dr. Nori Dattatreyu Garu. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an interesting element to this awards function. The LSRK Memorial Felicitation has also become a part of this. This has been instituted to perpetuate the memory of late Professor LSR Krishnasastri Garu, Professor of English, Andhra University, who was a connoisseur of classical music and dance, and of course, a loving devotee of Puja Guruji. His children have taken an appropriate step to honor their illustrious father's memory by honoring the eminent citizen the trust chooses to honor. I invite Subramanian Garu IAS, illustrious son of Professor LSRK Sastri Garu, to felicitate Dr. Nori Dattatreyu Garu. Thank you very much, sir. We have one more small assignment, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, behind the excellence of every man, there is the excelling life partner, Dharma Patni. May I request Madam Dr. Subhadra Garu, renowned gynecologist of repute, to kindly come over to the dais and join for a group photograph. I request Srimati Ratnamala Rajasekhar Garu to lead Dr. Subhadra Garu to the dais and hand over a bouquet to her. "21 years back, Puja Guruji honored your beloved Guru, mentor, Dr. Kakarla Subbarao Garu, with the Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award from the hands of late Sri Krishnakant, the then Vice President of India, sir. Today, after 21 years, as Priyasisha of Dr. Kakarlo Subbarao Garu, you have received the Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award with the divine blessings of Puja Guruji. It is a very proud and heartening moment for all of us, sir, here. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting the award. ఉన్నత విద్యలను అభ్యసించి సమోన్నత పదవులను అలంకరించి వేలాది ప్రజలకు పునర్జన్మనిస్తున్న ఈ అపర ధన్వంతరి తెలుగు తల్లి ముద్దు బిడ్డ అని చెప్పుకోవటం ఎంత భాగ్యమో ఏనాటి నోము ఫలమో అని నేను ఒక పుస్తకంలో చదివాను. ఆన్ బిహాఫ్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ అస్ హియర్, ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ డాక్టర్ నోరి దత్తాత్రేయుడు గారు టు enthrall us with his message.
On the podium, distinguished Justice Nageswara Garu, L.V. Subramanian Garu, whom I know him for a very long time, Raj, Managing Trustee, and Prabhakar Garu. I don't see Murali Krishna Garu, Chukula. He must be sitting somewhere busy with the organization. And I'm incredibly honored to be here today and being selected as one of the awardees on the very auspicious day of the birthday of our Sadguru. And I, just like all of you, I do also puja, prayer in the morning for some length of time. And I developed a negotiation with the Almighty. It is necessary. And today, this honor is, I'm accepting this because Sadguru is blessing me. The Sadguru's blessing telling me whatever you are doing the right thing. That's what I take this honor in that perspective. So I'm grateful. It's a great privilege to be here. And all the organization members and managing trustee, thank you very much for asking me to come and participate and receive this award. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Raj. About Sadguru, I have read a lot, and my family are here, distinguished audience here, my brothers, brother-in-laws, a lot of my friends are here, and they know about him, but I read through books. I never met him, but I can feel his spirit here and continuously blessing me for whatever I'm doing here. I'm very honored for that. And I read a lot about him, and I'm profoundly impressed. Not impressed is the wrong word. I'm profoundly blessed to read his preachings and teachings. And the other day when Raj was with me, and I also read in his books, in Sadhguru's books, some important information. And he worked as ordinary officer in administration. My brother knows him when he was SP at Vizag and Vijayanagaram, Radhakrishna Murthy, who wanted to be here. He's 93 years old, but he conveys all his regards to Guruji and Sadhguruji. And he said, a lot of, as you heard before, a lot of superior authority people are coming to him and taking Pada Namaskara in his office, and which he was feeling very uneasy because these are all superior, Director General of Police, so higher level function, higher level people. And one day when DGP was bowing to him and then taking Namaskar to Sadhguru, he said, my dear DIG or IG, you have to do me a favor. This is very awkward for me, so take this letter with you. Then the DIG opened the letter. He said, I'm resigning from my position. This is very embarrassing, very awkward for a superior coming to me and taking Padanamaskara. Such a humble person he is. And I learned a lot reading his books, and I'm sure I'll continue to follow his footsteps for whatever length of time I have left. And thank you all for bringing me here. And I will share with you my travel to America. A business card. It sounds a little silly. How can a business card take you to America? I was doing post-graduation in Osmania University, and a group of international doctors from America and UK came for a symposium. And I was asked to take care of them during their stay and also present my thesis to them in the seminar. And one doctor by name Frank Ellis, he was so impressed with my presentation. And the last day I took him to the airport, and he took his business card and gave it to me. If at all, whenever, if you have a chance in your life to come to America, call me when you are in New York. He is no other than the head of Sloan Kettering Institute. So I finished my MD in Osmania, and the very next day I left for New York with $15 in my pocket and my mother's blessings and all my guru's blessings. And I landed there, and I went to several hospitals for job. And everybody said, you are highly qualified. We don't want to give you a job because you will leave immediately. You will get a higher position. Then I suddenly remembered the business card he gave me. So I called Sloan Kettering, and I went to Sloan Kettering Hospital in New York, which is the #1 hospital in the world, biggest cancer hospital. And I showed the card to the chairman of the department, and she was stunned because when he gives, such a person gives a business card, this guy must be really good. So she told me, we have a position, but we gave it to one Filipino doctor. But if that Filipino doctor did not show up for the job, you will get the job. So I went back to my small hospital for one day, work, and I got a call. The cell phones were not available there. They called my cousin somewhere, and then finally I got the message to go to Sloan Kettering because they're offering a job for me, fellowship job. And with my $15 in my pocket, I bought a carton of milk and buttermilk and yogurt. And I asked the cab guy, it's a 10-mile ride from where I am and to go to Sloan Kettering. So I told the guy, cab guy, taxi guy, please take me to this address. He said, okay, how much you have? I have $10 left. So I said, I have to take these buttermilk and milk with me. He said, don't do that. Don't spill that in my car, in my taxi. I finally told him, this is all my possession I have. I don't have money to buy again in Manhattan when I go to there. So he somehow agreed with my appeal and said, okay, come in. Then I went to Sloan Kettering, and they interviewed me because I already have this business card with me. And they gave me fellowship, they gave me accommodation. In Sloan Kettering, I was a fellow, then an assistant professor, associate professor, full professor, chairman of the department, and director of the hospital in the same place. That is the story of the business card. And I have been blessed to treat so many dignitaries at Sloan Kettering, VIPs from all over the world. Some of the techniques I developed were extremely important and saved so many lives. So that is, I am very gratified for what the subject I selected is oncology, and I could help so many people all over the world. And some of them from our country, some of the names I can say openly, some of them I cannot say. for privacy reasons. But one of them is our past president, Nilam Sanjeev Reddy garu. He was diagnosed with lung cancer, and he came to Sloan Kettering. He was very happy to come there because I met him. I can speak to him in Telugu. And we took him to the operating room. His tumor was in the middle of the lung, middle portion of the lung, and could not be resected because he has a severe pulmonary compromise. He cannot breathe if we remove half of the lung. So I designed a technique immediately, intraoperatively, and treated him, and everything. It was a successful operation, successful treatment. He survived 18 years after that. And he was very fond of me. He settled in Bangalore, as you all know. So whenever I used to come to India, I used to fly to Bangalore. He used to sit next to me and telling his wife, Dr. Garu is vegetarian, make sure everything is vegetarian today in the house. So he has so much affection and fondness towards me. I'm very blessed to do that, to have that. And so many other patients I have treated, as you know, for Pamela Chopra, stars from Bollywood, everywhere, Tollywood. But I consider that as a blessing. I learned a lot from them, and I could give them life again because through my research, what I did, I could help so many people. And some of the things I developed, techniques, were so important, and the training I gave to doctors are now my fellows are all over the world. And I'm very happy because this is the audience. I can say anything because you're all my brothers and sisters, Telugu sisters. There is no university where I did not give a lecture around the globe. So I was invited to almost every university. And my patients who are from all over the world, they establish fellowships with my name. So I can travel anywhere and get a good feel for what I do and what I did for various patients. In Brazil, they know, most of my patients know, and the doctors know I'm a vegetarian. In Brazil, as soon as I get down from the flight, and they take me to a restaurant in Rio, called Govinda. I'm very fond of that. They know I'm a vegetarian. So there's so many fond memories of being a doctor and an oncologist. And you're all interested to know what is happening in cancer. Where are we today? We have come a long way in cancer treatment, diagnosis and treatment. It's no longer a dreadful disease. I'll share with you my research and the research done at Sloan Kettering and New York Presbyterian at Cornell University. As you all know, there is a cell in the body, normal cell, which becomes a cancer cell. The cell has a nucleus, DNA, in the center, and the periphery is a membrane, cell membrane. DNA gets out of control, the multiplication of the DNA gets out of control and becomes aggressive cancer. In the past, 15, 20 years ago, we were just treating the growth without knowing why the growth is happening, why a normal cell is transforming into a cancer cell. And until we are treating with surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, everything. But about 15 years ago, we came to know through our research that the signal for the DNA to multiply is coming from the cell membrane, periphery of the cell. This is a simple example. Take the example of a wheel with a hub. The hub is the nucleus. The wheel, all the spokes are the signals, giving signal to this DNA to multiply. So what we found out, each signal makes the cancer cells nasty. One signal tells the cancer cell, go to other organs, liver, brain, lung, everywhere. The other signal tells this cancer cell, develop your own blood supply. Don't depend on the host. The other cell tells them, go bigger and bigger, grow, proliferation. So what we did 15 years ago is found medicines to block those signals. Each signal, if I block one signal, that part of the DNA activity is completely knocked down. For example, these are called, the drug that we developed to block the signal are called targeted drugs or designer drugs. They are designed to knock down that particular signal. So there are so many examples. Chronic myelogenous leukemia is a nasty leukemia. And we found out that is due to one particular signal. We block that signal with a medication which is a pill, not even injection, that can cure chronic myelogenous leukemia. And like that, for every disease we found a targeted drug. For breast cancer, Herceptin. For lymphomas, rituximab. So each one has a particular signal blocking drug. That's how we move the pendulum, we move the curve of curing more cancers further and further. And we were very gratified that there are a lot of targeted drugs available for our patients. This is the next level up our understanding of cancer. Then you can ask me, if every drug, there is a drug for each signal, and then each signal is preventing the cancer from misbehaving, why don't we develop drugs that will block all the signals at one time? All signals at one time. Next logical question. All signals at one time. That treatment is immunotherapy. Immunotherapy works across all signals, so it turns off all signals, so it is enhancing your own immune potential, your own immunological potential to fight cancer. So this is a paradigm shift in cancer treatment. It's a game changer in cancer treatment. In India, in America, billions of dollars are spent on immunotherapy. Immunotherapy, I'll add two more important information. Where the cancer develops, why immunotherapy is so popular now and it will be there for the next 50 years, is as the cancer develops in the body, it produces two nasty substances. I don't go into details of the science. One is called CTLA, the other one is called PD-1. These two nasty substances produced by cancer in the body will knock down the command and control center of our immunity in the body, which is the command and control center of the body. Then your own immunity won't work, so the cancer starts progressing. So these two nasty substances discovered in 2019 and 18 and 19, the two scientists won 2 Nobel Prizes. One for discovering CTLA, the other one for PD-L1. So 2 discoveries. So what we are doing now, once we know the substances are produced by the cancer cells, we have developed, we have designed what is called immunomodulator drugs to attack that nasty substance produced by cancer cell. These are called immunomodulators, are also called checkpoint inhibitors. So these drugs are transforming cancer care that you never thought about in the past. When I give these 2 examples, you will understand why they are so profound. Jimmy Carter, our president, past president, American president, he developed melanoma. Melanoma spread at the time of diagnosis, it spread to brain, liver, lungs, and bone. Widely metastatic cancer in the body. What is the treatment? We don't have treatment in those days. The survival is 3 months to maybe 6 months. We treated him with immunotherapy. He is now 98. He is 12 years post-treatment, and there is not even a single cancer cell in his body. That is the profound nature of immunotherapy, which is not only seen in America, in our patients also. We can do that here. And we apply immunotherapy routinely here. Some of the drugs are available. Here, some of the drugs are not available. They are imported from America. One good news for all our Indian patients, I just read last week, Reddy Labs is producing in 2023, producing these immunomodulated drugs right here in Hyderabad and in India. So our patients will have access to these drugs at an affordable prices. The other thing that happened in cancer, which is very important to know, is if you take 100 patients with breast cancer or lung cancer, all 100 have same stage of the cancer, same biology, same pathology, same size of the cancer. You treat them with one mantra because they are on stage 1. You treat, there is a standard protocol. Stage 1, you apply this chemotherapy and radiation and surgery. But 100 of 100 are not cured. Only 60% or 70% are cured. What is happening to the remaining 30%? Why are they not cured? Because all of them have the same size of the tumor, same pathology, same histology, everything is same. Then we came to know only 10, 12 years ago that the molecular profile of cancer from patient to patient is different. The molecular underpinnings of the cancer, how the cancer developed in that individual, is different from patient to patient. That is a very important information. So these 100 patients, I go back to these 100 patients, when you treat them with conventional treatment, some of them are cured, some of them the drug is more toxic than beneficial. That small group where the drug is not toxic but more beneficial is a small group. The remaining group, what did we do? We have wasted the money for the patient, wasted the time. So those things are not happening, should not happen in 2023. So what we do is what is called next generation sequencing is available in Hyderabad. When you do a biopsy, send it for NGS, it will tell you whether a chemotherapy drug will be helpful to the patient or not. Then we can avoid chemotherapy, find some other therapy or immunotherapy for that patient. So these things are happening. There's one more example I'll give you to illustrate the point of molecular profiling of cancer cell. A patient, one of the VIP patients from Hyderabad, came to me with stage 4 lung cancer. Stage 4 lung cancer, again widely spread, and I asked them to do this genomic testing, next generation sequencing. One hospital did that, and the results were not very favorable. I still have concern because he is a non-smoker. Coming at time of diagnosis with stage 4 cancer is a little unusual for a non-smoker. It can happen. But ask him to repeat the NGS, next generation sequence, at another major center right here in Hyderabad. And we found out that there is a particular protein or a molecule called ALK, that is anaplastic lymphoma kinase, is a genetic product. This product is important in embryo, when you are developing an embryo in mother's womb, to develop the nervous system and other systems, and by 1 month after your birth, it should get turned off. This gene should get turned off. It should get turned on to produce the organs. It should get turned off when everything is done. But in some individuals, it continues to function and collect other genes to produce a fusion and produce this kind of nasty cancer, even though they don't have any smoking history. So we, as I mentioned to you, designer drugs, target drugs, we have a drug for this ALK positive also. I put him on that ALK positive targeted drug. All his scans, he was told to, he has only 3 to 4 months to live because stage 4 lung cancer. He is now 2 years without any evidence of cancer in the body. This is a pill, not even an injection. These are the things happening in cancer field. Very impressive, very profound, very gratifying for all of us. And I have participated in research in many, many places, many, many areas. And I will give you a few examples of how this kind of technology, not only molecular technology, but even physics, medical physics technology can help the patient. I have a patient from Israel who came to me with locally recurrent gynecological cancers. She had a hysterectomy done, tumor recurred within 1 year. She went to UK. This is same story I hear. People go to UK first, from all countries, not only from India. And UK, I hate to say, they are a little bit more conservative. They don't take aggressive approach in UK. I hope there are no doctors from UK here. So she came to my hospital. And in America, I'm known to take challenging cases. She came to me, and I designed a new technique just for her case. At Sloan Kettering. And I treated her. The cancer disappeared. She did very well. And she has now children, and she invites me to Israel every year. And she asked me to sit in the center of her family and tells her grandkids that because of this doctor, I'm alive today. And she wrote me a letter last week, a week and a half back, sending me a greeting. Dr. Nori, we just celebrated 60 years of our wedding anniversary. So I was very pleased. I was very gratified. And I again pray to Lord for giving me the opportunity. But the next sentence was even more profound, make me feel good as a physician, as an oncologist. So she wrote, Dr. Nori, we celebrated 60 years of wedding anniversary. She completed that sentence with 30 years of which is given by you. So these kind of examples will make you feel really that the profession you have selected is a good profession. The oncology is, to me, is one of the most gratifying specialties. I never regret for doing that one, taking up that. And it's all pure blessings of my gurus that I got opportunities at the right time, right place, right research, and right positions. I'm very lucky to be an oncologist. This cancer story is very profound, so I want everyone to think, go for second opinion, go for NGS is available right here in Hyderabad. There are 5 laboratories doing that one. And my life principle, how much time I have? Okay. I'll go into my life principles. I'm very, very happy for Sadhguru for blessing me with all good ideas for me. I have also developed some principles for myself. Having brought up in a large family with limited resources, most of my brothers and brother-in-laws are here. Big family, 12 members, I'm the last one. One went to college and gave a lift to the second one so he can complete college. But I lost my father when I was 5 years old. And my mother's blessings, my mother's sacrifice, and everything is my mother for me. Everything is my mother. And because being the last child in the family, I could see her sacrifices because I'm always with her. And it's very, very emotional for me to even to describe. She has sold everything, whatever small things she has, one gold bangle, for paying tuition fees for my brothers. So that remained in my mind because I was with her all the time. And when I went to America, the first salary I have from Sloan Catering, I went to a store and bought her gold bangles and came back to India and gave it to her. So my way of looking at life is expand your circle. Expand your circle. Right now, the way it is going now all over the world, you, your family, close family, your kids, you surround that. And whatever you earn, everything is only remaining in the center, in that circle. Your circle, other circles should overlap with your circle. Other circles, as Sadguru Sivananda has proclaimed or preached to us. That is, the extended family should be within your circle, overlap. Your community should overlap. The school, college gave education to you free of charge, should overlap on that circle. The community, the country should overlap. So then only you are a complete individual. Otherwise, the more you earn, the more you are just taking care of your own family is not good enough. Mother, father, close family and extended family are equally important to us. So this is what I follow these rules. So whenever possible, it's not possible, I make sure that everybody is helped around me, including my medical college, where I got free education in this country. I want to give back to our country what I have received. The Basavatarka Indo-American Hospital is a classical example of that. This is now a 700-bed hospital, well run by Balakrishna Garu. I'm very proud. That is a story behind it, a big story, but at the end of the result, it's a good story. Everybody is being helped. We have, this is in this year, this week, our Hans publication of ratings of the hospitals, our hospital came as number 6 in the country. After Tata Memorial, this is just within 18 to 20 years. Tata Memorial is in existence for 100 years. So within 20 years, we were able to move it to the highest recognized hospital in the country. Very profound, very important. So what my contributions to India in cancer field, time is, we have a few more minutes, right? Okay, good. Thank you. My contributions to cancer care in India is number 1, Basavatarakam Hospital, where Basavatarakam Garu was my patient in America. She asked me, because I'm Chief Minister's wife, I could come and see you in America. What is happening to all the rest of our members in Andhra Pradesh? So she asked me to work with NTR Garu and develop a cancer center. And that's what the result is, an outstanding cancer center here. There's so many ups and downs we went through. But eventually, there was a point in the beginning, they wanted to close the hospital because no funds are coming forward because of the change of the government. And one day, Kakal Subbarao Garu, who was also one of the recipients, and myself and Siva Prasad Garu, Dr. Siva Prasad, were sitting in an Irani tea restaurant in Banjara Hill, in Ramanjal. And they came for a visit here, and they told me, Dr. Garu, nothing is happening here. Let's give away all the small donations we received back and close the entire enterprise. I said, it cannot happen. With wholeheartedly, I put the foundation stone with 3 NTR Garu. It can never should be closed. So give me 6 months. Let me go back to America. As I mentioned to you, I go to Israel every year for giving lectures. I was giving a lecture in a major cancer center in Jerusalem called Hadassah Medical Center, big cancer center. So they gave me, after the presentation, they took me for dinner, all the board members. I asked them, you are a small country, how could you develop this very big cancer center in the center of Jerusalem? They said, Dr. Nori, we don't have money, but we have friends in America called Hadassah Women's Organization. It's called Hadassah Women's Organization. They raise funds from there every year and send to Jerusalem to develop the cancer center. Even now they are sending that. Hadassah Women's Organization sitting in Washington, sending money, collecting money and sending to Israel. Then on my flight back to New York, it occurred to me, if they can do that, why can't we do that? So I went back, put together few members, Telugu families, doctors, Tulsi Polavarapu. My wife is the secretary of that organization. I coined the word American Telugu Women's Organization, raised funds, annual dinner, 3-4 years, and sent the money back to Subbarao Garu, Kakal Subbarao Garu here. And they got interested. Something is happening here. It should never be closed. Then we continuously send money from America and started moving one building after the other and slowly improved to a very big level here. Later on, we started sending technology, linear accelerators, everything here to this hospital. The point here is, if you work hard and wholeheartedly, your blessings are there from your gurus, you will eventually accomplish your goal. And this hospital is my brainchild here, and so I'm still scientific advisor there at this hospital. That's number one contribution to India. I trained number of doctors in oncology, trained them in America, send them back, 6 months, 1 year fellowships. So I'm also very happy to share with you the oncologists, top oncologists practicing now in India, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, went through my program, through this exchange program, fellowship exchange program. Another story I will share with you. I was doing post-graduation in Usmania University. And when I was asked to go to cancer hospital for a rotation, so I went there, and I was asked, there was a cervical cancer patient where they had to use radium to treat those days. If you are close to one patient with radium inside for cancer treatment, you will get radiation exposure like ground zero. And my professor, his name Dr. Qureshi, he asked me, there are 10 people in one room, and all of 10 of them have radium inside. He asked me, go inside the room, give them antibiotic injection. I said, I'm not crazy, I'm not doing it. I refused to do that. He was not happy. I said, one patient is enough to give you total body radiation. You ask me to go inside and give radiation to 12 patients. Then I realized this is not right. Something has to be done. So when I went to Sloan Kettering, first thing I did, I started working on how can we change this technology, introduce new technology. That's what one of our members have alluded to. Use the computers to deliver the radiation technique, radiation inside the patient, and then bring the radiation source back into the safe. So the first computerized brachytherapy we used is developed at Sloan Kettering in 1970s. And now I'm very happy, very proud, with Lord's blessing. This technology, which is a robotic technique, this robot takes the radiation and delivers radiation, is used now, available now, in every single hospital around the globe. So this is another, I was telling KTR Garu, all my ideas in innovation came from Hyderabad. He was very happy to hear that one. And then, as I mentioned to you, the other thing is fellowship training program and research, lectures and everything. And recently, in August 20th, Sloan Kettering Institute, where I worked all my research, I was planning to bring a satellite of that hospital into India. I worked for 7 years. Finally, it happened. We have a satellite of Sloan Kettering in Chennai now since August of this year. So the good things I did, I feel very happy and very gratified with my life, my blessings. I continued serving patients. And in addition to that, because of my philosophical and spiritual family background, I always want to connect with Almighty every minute I have. I established 3 mandirs, in 2 in New York, 1 Shirdi Sai Baba mandirs with all other deities also, 1 in New Jersey. And what is most gratifying to me is personally and spiritually, when devotees have a lot of issues, nobody has without issues, have issues, go up to the podium, pray to Lord, pray to Babas, Shirdi Baba, Sachi Sai Baba, or Balaji, and then you sit in the back of the hall, the huge temples, and watch them cry, put their head on Baba's feet, cry to solve their problems. You feel what a wonderful thing you did as a human being to set up these mandirs. I feel blessed. And I never say I built 3 mandirs. I said, Swamiji, or God has given me opportunity to help people. That's the way I look at that. And 2 things that have stuck with me, important just personal story things, are important for me, is I come from Mantada, a small village where I was born, and did my schooling in Machilpatam, went to Kurnool, Usmania. I was a good student, but we don't have that, English media education and all those luxuries, we didn't have that. When I sit in Sloan Kettering, I just close your eyes and see how far you have come with the blessings of Lord. MD, PhD students from Harvard, Princeton, Yale, they will be waiting for my appointment outside my office. So that don't give me arrogance, but gives me introspection. Think how far you have come. And another example of how I always negotiate with God, why is it necessary for you to do these things for me? That means you are happy with what I am doing. Is there's a patient, Mr. K.P. Singh, you must have heard about his name, is the biggest real estate magnate in Delhi, Gurgaon, DLF city. His wife has problem with cancer. I cured her with one cancer. She developed other cancer later on, 15 years later. And he called me, Dr. Nori, now we need your help. You had to come to Delhi. Please take 3 days off from your work schedule. I said, I will do that. And I will take care of all the arrangements. He said, okay, thank you, all the arrangements. I didn't know. I thought he was sending me a business class ticket or a first class ticket. He sent me an aeroplane, so a private jet to come from New York to Delhi. Then you don't get arrogant. You again pray to God, yes, thanks for your blessings, and I will do my best. And the last thing I will conclude is all my students who went through my program, MD, PhDs, doctors everywhere, I never allow them to be pessimistic. I always teach them you have to be optimistic to move forward. And I ask them how many would say glass is half full. How many would say glass is half empty? Some people raise their hand and said, glass is half empty, so you're out. Glass is half full. Some smart guys with common sense, they said, Dr. Nori, glass is half full, but we know how to make it full. I need that kind of group. So I always select those people who are not only intelligent and smart, like Harvard graduates and Princeton graduates, but if they don't have common sense to solve the problems, I don't take them. The intelligence should be mixed with common sense to solve any problem. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Sadhguruji, I always invoke you during my prayers in the morning. Without your blessing, I could not be here today. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot come across such a perfect gentleman, a living legend, a role model for world-renowned oncologist, and disarmingly so simple, which makes him simply sweet. Thank you very much, sir. Eminence itself is a divine gift. If such eminence is directed to the service of the society, it earns divine pleasure, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your very inspiring speech. Sir, ladies and gentlemen, వారు రాసినటువంటి ఒదిగిన కాలం అన్నటువంటి అద్భుతమైన పుస్తకంలో లేట్ ఎన్టీ రామారావు గారు, మన అభిమాన ఆంధ్ర నటుడు నందమూరి తారక రామారావు గారు వాక్కులు ఎలా ఉన్నాయంటే, డాక్టర్ నోరి దత్తాత్రేయుడు వంటి ప్రతిభావంతులైన డాక్టర్లు ఎంతోమంది జన్మభూమి రుణం తీసుకోవడానికి సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నారు. మనం వారి సేవలను వినియోగించుకోవాలి. తెలుగువారికి నేను హీరో కావచ్చు, కానీ వైద్య రంగంలో ఉంటూ క్యాన్సర్ మహమ్మారితో పోరాడి లక్షలాది జనాల ప్రాణాలను కాపాడే అసలైన హీరో డాక్టర్ నోరి దత్తాత్రేయుడు గారు అని రాశారు. లేడీస్ అండ్ జెంటిల్మెన్, kindly give a standing ovation to this great son of Bharat Mata, Telugu Talli Muddu Bidda.
ముందు ప్రభాకర్ గారు తెలుగులో మాట్లాడమన్నారు, బట్ అందరూ సభలో ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడేటప్పటికి నేను కూడా ఇంగ్లీష్లో మాట్లాడాల్సి వచ్చింది. ఎన్నో ఉన్నాయండి మీతో షేర్ చేసుకోవాల్సినవి. బాలీవుడ్, హాలీవుడ్, చాలా స్టోరీస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇంపార్టెంట్ స్టోరీస్. బట్ ఐ విల్ కంక్లూడ్. As I told you, I lost my father at the age of 5, but whatever he wrote, he was a school teacher. He passed away in an accident, canal accident. And any writing from him is very precious to me. Number one, because I didn't spend enough time with him. So I found a quotation from him. With that I close with Sadhguruji's message and my father's message, my father's principle. He said, I'll follow this all of us very thoroughly. My father's writing, he wrote, always search inside you. If you have a nobler thought, a kindler action, and a sweet word, these three should go all together. You should have a nobler thought, it will be there. It is just you have to take time to search. A nobler thought, a kinder word, and a better action. In addition to that, I will follow what Sadhguru has said in all our birthdays. That those quotations are very impressed. I am very impressed with that quotation. Whenever you celebrate your birthday, it's not going to a bar and dancing and all that. This is an introspection. You have to see, if you pass 60 years, 50 years, what have you done to this society? What have you done to the country? Not just minting money and then driving expensive cars. But you have to, when you look in the mirror, you should say, I lived by truth. Everything what I do is by, I did not hurt anybody, and whatever I earned it honestly. So those three things will carry me for the rest of my life in helping people. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, డాక్టర్ నోరి దత్తాత్రేయ గారి ట్రీట్మెంట్ తోటి పునర్జన్మను పొందినటువంటి చాలామంది పేషెంట్స్ చాలా తమ అనుభవాలను తమ జీవితంలోని విశేషాలను చక్కగా పుస్తకంలో పొందుపరిచి అనేక మంది రాశారట. వారి అనుభవాలని చూసిన వ్యక్తి, వారి అనుభవాలని వారితోటి సంభాషించినటువంటి వ్యక్తి, డాక్టర్ గారికి అనుక్షణం వారితోటే ఉండి వారిని ఎల్లవేళలా సేవలు అందించినటువంటి వ్యక్తి డాక్టర్ సుభద్ర గారు. డాక్టర్ సుభద్ర గారిని దయచేసి వారి అనుభవాలని మాతో పంచుకోవాల్సిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను.
చెప్పడానికి చాలా ఉన్నాయి కానీ ఇప్పటికే చాలా లేట్ అయిపోయింది కదా, కొన్ని చెప్తాను నేను మీకు. సర్వైవర్స్ అందరూ కలిసి ఆయన మీద ఒక బుక్ రాశారనమాట. అందులో ముఖ్యంగా నాకు గుర్తున్న అమ్మాయి ఆవిడ మేరీ బ్లాక్ అని ఒక ఆవిడ ఉండేది. ఆవిడకి కూడా ఇట్లాగే స్టేజ్ 4 లంగ్ క్యాన్సర్ వచ్చిందనమాట. వస్తే ఆవిడకి కూడా ఇట్లాగే చెప్పారు, 2 months కన్నా ఉండేరండి, మీరు వెళ్ళిపోండి అని చెప్పేసి. వస్తే ఆవిడ వచ్చింది, చాలామందిని డబుల్ 2 సెకండ్ ఒపీనియన్, థర్డ్ ఒపీనియన్ అన్నీ అయిన తర్వాత ఫైనల్లీ షీ కేమ్ టు హిమ్. Then after that she survived almost 15 years, 16 years or so, and then she helped him to write. Actually she's a book writer anamata. She was a very good book writer, so she helped to write a book. So that's one person. Tarata inkoka ayina lawyer undevadu oka ఆయనకి వాయిస్ బాక్స్ పోయి laryngeal cancer వచ్చింది. So he was also told that he don't have much time, and he came to Dr. Nori and survived almost 20 years. So ఇట్లాంటి వాళ్ళు చాలా ఎప్పుడు వస్తుండేవాడు మా ఇంటికి. So I remember him very well. Then అలాంటి వాళ్ళు చాలామంది ఉన్నారండి. షా ఆఫ్ ఇరాన్ was one of his patients, and then Mayor Giuliani of New York was one of his patients. సో ఫైనలీ వీళ్ళందరూ కలిసి ఇందాక చెప్పిన ఇజ్రాయెల్ ఆవిడ, and there was also another woman that I don't remember exactly the name, but she was the speech writer for President Kennedy's wife అనమాట. ఆవిడ కూడా వన్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ సర్వైవర్స్, క్యాన్సర్ సర్వైవర్స్. ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళు బ్రెజిల్, జపాన్, టొరాంటో, కెనడా, టోక్యో, ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్, యాజ్ యూ మెన్షన్డ్. And I was a very pleasant beneficiary of those travels also. Went a lot of traveling with him throughout the world. So వీళ్ళందరూ కలిసి ఫైనల్గా ఒకసారి they decided to write a book on him, and it happened. So it was a very pleasant occasion, very gratifying situation for us. ఇంకా కొన్ని విషయాలు I want to mention about him. Is that he is a very hardworking, అది మీకు తెలుస్తూనే ఉంది. బట్ ఎవరైనా కూడా midnight ఫోన్ చేస్తే కూడా విసుక్కోకుండా he'll answer the phone, and he'll solve their problems, oncology wise or anything else. ఏంటి వీళ్ళు మధ్యరాత్రి ఫోన్ చేస్తున్నారని నేను విసుక్కుంటాను, ఆయన మాత్రం విసుక్కోరు. Then another thing that you probably, some of you know, but some of you may not, most of you may not know, he's a very good cook, which is beneficial to me. So I think I've said enough. Thank you for allowing me to give this little speech, impromptu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam, for sharing your thoughts and your sweet memories also. Very short and sweet speech, madam. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the chief guest address. He is the pinnacle of wisdom, unmatchable dynamism, transparent honesty, utmost humility. That is Sri Justice Lav Nageswara Garu. May I request you, sir, to kindly give your message.
డాక్టర్ నోరి దత్తాత్రేయుడు గారు, డాక్టర్ సుభద్ర గారు, అండ్ ఎల్వి సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు, and Raj Kandukuri. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there's much for me to say. I'm really thrilled and enchanted to hear about the journey of Dr. Dattatreyu from a small village in Andhra Pradesh to become a living legend in the field of oncology. There are a very few people like him in the service of humanity. He has lucidly told us and given hope to us and to so many people whom we know that cancer is not a call for death. And the techniques that he has been adopting would definitely lead to more hope for people who are afflicted with this deadly disease. Sir, I heard you say about the philosophy which you learned from your father. You should have a nobler thinking, you should have kinder words and action. Just keep these three things in mind, and we'll all be changed individuals from tomorrow if you practice it. It is my honor to be sharing the dais with you and being here when you're felicitated and given an award by the trust. I heard about you, I've read about you, though I haven't met you. But from what I heard from you is so inspiring, not only to me, to all persons here, as to how they can grow to be better individuals and being accomplished persons in whatever they do, if they follow the path that you have taken. I should congratulate the trust for giving the award to such an eminent person, which inspires not only people who are here, but a number of people who are following your activities. My introduction to Sadhguru is only a small book that was given to me by Mr. L.V. Subramaniam about 2 weeks back when I came to Hyderabad. I had occasion to read the book, and from the book I learned that Sadhguru was having insight into various issues. I've read that book which was given by him called Bharatiyata, I think it is volume 5. And it contained the lectures that were given by Sadhguru, not only in colleges to students, to judges, as well as the public in Madurai. I have seen that he has talked on astronomy. The depth of knowledge that he exhibits while writing these books was really amazing. I just thought that I can speak to you about 3 aspects which he has written. One was what L.V. Subramanian Garu was mentioning about protecting your culture and heritage. So he was exhorting students in college, asking them not to forget about their culture, though they should focus on their learning. One thing which really impressed me was the interest that he was having in environment. Environment is something which all of us have to protect. He was speaking somewhere where he was speaking about the tragedy that was there in Uttarakhand when there was landslides and then a number of people died. So he said that this was the result of our neglecting environment. So he said that it is a duty for all citizens to protect environment. He was speaking to judges where he spoke about the translation of our epics by British. He was also telling the judges about the importance of judging and the divine duty that they were discharging as judges. I was very impressed with that speech about judges. The most important thing is his speaking about fraternity. Fraternity is the heart and soul of the preamble of the Constitution of India. When we gave the Constitution to ourselves, what we assure to all citizens of this country is justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Dr. Ambedkar, in his last speech on 26th of November 1949, said in the Constituent Assembly that equality and liberty would not exist without fraternity. There was a speech that Sadhguru made about fraternity. Fraternity is universal brotherhood. Fraternity which has to be practiced across religions. It need not be amongst the religion. Dr. Dattatreya was also speaking about increasing your circles. So don't think about your family as a unit. You think about larger circles and what you can do to the society. What he has been doing is an amazing job of trying to find new methods or new skills for the purpose of ensuring that there is cure for cancer. Doctor, you have a long number of years ahead of you. You have a lot of energy. I'm sure that you will go miles in finding better skills and better methods to find a cure to this disease. I'm thrilled to be here. I thank the devotees and disciples of Sadhguru for calling me here. I thank L.V. Subramaniam for giving me this opportunity to be here. I don't want to make you wait further. Dinner is waiting, I think. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your very inspiring message. We are indeed honored, sir, by your gracious presence today. You are a spring of culture, sir. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another small function to celebrate. Sivananda Supada Foundation is blessed by Puja Guruji. He was founded in the year 2012 to publish the books authored by Puja Guruji, Sadhguru Sivananda Murti Garu. Today, Sivananda Supada Foundation is releasing 5 publications. To give you all a very brief introduction, I invite Kumari Radha Kumari, Managing Trustee, Sivananda Supada Foundation, to come over to the dais for a brief introduction.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభాకర్. శ్రీ గురుదేవులు 1974-78 మధ్యకాలంలో వరంగల్లో వివిధ ఉపనిషత్తుల మీద తమ దర్శనంతో వ్యాఖ్యానం చేశారు. అందులో ప్రశ్నోపనిషత్, ఆత్మబోధ, అథర్వసికోపనిషత్, నిరావలంబ, శారీరక, కేన, అద్వయతారక, వజ్రసూచిక అనే 8 ఉపనిషత్తులను కలిపి చేసిన దే ఉపనిషత్ ప్రసంగములని గ్రంథం. ఈ ఉపనిషత్తులన్నిటినీ యోగంగా సాధకులకు ఉపయోగపడే విధంగా సమన్వయం చేసి వ్యాఖ్యానించారు గురుదేవులు. వీటిలో మహర్షులు వారి శిష్యులకు, జిజ్ఞాసులకు చెప్పిన యోగ ధ్యాన మార్గములను అద్భుతంగా యోగేశ్వరులైన మన గురుదేవులు వివరించారు. ఈ పుస్తకాన్ని ఆవిష్కరించవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను.
ఈనాటి ముఖ్య అతిథి శ్రీ లావు నాగేశ్వరరావు గారు, జస్టిస్ శ్రీ నోరి దత్తాత్రేయ గారిని ఈ పుస్తకాలు ఆవిష్కరించవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాం. శ్రీ రాజ్ కందుకూరి గారిని, ఎల్వి గారిని ఉత్సవంలో పాల్గొనవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను. మేడం సుభద్ర గారిని కూడా. థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
రెండవ గ్రంథం మండల బ్రాహ్మణోపనిషత్. ఇది 3 వాల్యూమ్లలో తీసుకొచ్చాం. ఇందులో ఆదిత్య మండలవర్తి అయిన నారాయణమూర్తి యాజ్ఞవల్క్య మహర్షికి చెప్పిన లోతైన పలు యోగ మార్గములు, బ్రహ్మజ్ఞాన సాధన విషయములు వివరించబడ్డాయి. భగవంతుని దగ్గరికి చేరుకోవాలనే సాధకుల ప్రవర్తన, వారు జీవన విధానంలో పాటించాల్సిన, ఆచరించవలసిన నైతిక ధార్మికతల గురించి విపులంగా తెలియజేశారు. మనిషి మహాత్మునిగా ఎదగడానికి ముందు ప్రవర్తన, దానివల్ల వచ్చే పరివర్తన ఇత్యాదులన్నీ ఇందులో విశదీకరించారు. ఇది ఆవిష్కరించమని కోరుతున్నాం. గీత గోవిందం అనే కావ్యం జయదేవ మహాకవిచే మధురభక్తి సాంప్రదాయంలో రచించబడినది. సద్గురువులు స్వేచ్ఛగా ఉపన్యాస ధోరణిలో ఈ గ్రంథంపై వ్యాఖ్యానించారు. జీవ పరమాత్మల ఐక్యానుసంధానమే ఇతివృత్తంగా కలిగిన ఈ గ్రంథంలోని వివరణ మనలో కూడా అలౌకిక ప్రేమార్తిని ఆవిర్భవింపచేస్తుంది అనేది సత్యం. ఇది ఆవిష్కరించవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను. గురుగారి భక్తులైన బాల త్రిపుర సుందరి గారు రచించిన సమశ్రుతి అనే పుస్తకం. వారు నాట్యాన్ని యోగపరంగా మలిచి వ్యాఖ్యానించారు. నాట్యశాస్త్రం పరమార్థ సాధనకు ఉపయోగపడే విషయాన్ని ఈ గ్రంథంలో తెలిపారు. ఈ గ్రంథాన్ని ఆవిష్కరించవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నాను.
థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. జస్టిస్ శ్రీ లావ్ నాగేశ్వర గారు, డాక్టర్ నూరి దత్తాత్రేయ గారు. లేడీస్ అండ్ జెంట్మెన్, అతిథి దేవో భవ. According to our traditions, it is time to felicitate the chief guest. May I request Sri Raj Kandukuri and Sri L.V. Subramanian Garu to felicitate Justice Sri Lav Nageswara Garu. His ethics and values in public life are hard to emulate. Activities in the direction of dharma does enjoy divine grace, and it works through such significant gestures at human level like Justice Sri Nageswara Garu.
I would like to mention about one thing here. We have a great team, extended family from Vizag. They work actually so hard silently. Most of them are behind the screen here, and they have been working since this morning for this event today. And they don't even come out. They are silent workers. And yesterday they were in Warangal with us, and today they are here for this.
It was truly a glittering function that flowed like a music. To thank you all for making it happen, I invite Dr. Sai Satish for a formal vote of thanks. After vote of thanks, we conclude the program with the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Sanatana Dharma Charitable Trust, I request you all to have the dinner, Prasadam of Puja Guruji. Thank you very much once again. Over to Dr. Sai Satish for vote of thanks.
I deem it as an honor to propose a vote of thanks to the August gathering. At the outset, our sincere thanks to the chief guest of today's mega event, Sri Justice Lau Nageshwar Rao Garu, for attending the function and honoring Dr. Nori Dattatreyu Garu. Sir, your gracious presence added dignity and decorum to the function. Thank you, sir. On behalf of all of us here, our sincere thanks to Dr. Nori Dattatreyu Garu for accepting the felicitations and receiving the Sivananda Eminent Citizen Award. Sir, by honoring you, we have honored our rich culture and heritage. Our special thanks to Madam Dr. Subhadra Garu for a gracious presence. Our sincere thanks to Sri L.V. Subramanyam Garu for his gracious presence and for enlightening us about Puja Guruji and his mission. We thank Professor H. Krishnamurthy Garu for reading the citation with a thunderous voice. Thank you, sir. We thank the print and electronic media for their presence and coverage. Our sincere thanks to the management of Tivoli Gardens for providing the lovely venue where the nature's beauty is in bounty. We thank Vidushi Srimati Dr. Seshalata Garu and her party for enthralling the audience with their music program. We thank Sri Ravi Gollapudi Garu for the photography and videography and for the live coverage. We thank Dr. Prabhakar Garu for coordinating with Dr. Nori Dattatreyu Garu from day one and also for anchoring the function in a grand manner. We thank our Vizag team members for coming all the way from Vizag and organizing the function. Our sincere thanks and pranams to the audience, the members of the large Guru Kutumbam for your presence and for making the function a grand success. Thank you.